Welcome to All Business Media, where it's all business all the time. And let's get down to business with one of our favorite guests. She is the founder and clinical hypnotherapist for Let It Go Hypnosis, based out of Beverly Hills, California. LetItGoHypnosis.com is the website, or reach out to her, 323-999-4775. How about a nice round of applause for our guest, the one, the only, Barbara Scheidegger. Barbara, welcome back, and how are you?
Better than most, but not as good as some.
What'd you say, better than most?
But not as good as some.
Ah, well, yeah. Unfortunately, there could be one person out there that's doing just a little bit better than you today. But hopefully there's not too many of them, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. And thank you again for spending the time with us. And I know we have you on a bunch, and we've talked about everything that you do, but of course we always have those new listeners checking us out. So please just give us a little bit of your background and exactly what you do for Let It Go Hypnosis.
I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I help people to tear down the walls that they have built on their own. It's like Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. So that's what I'm doing in hypnotherapy. I help people to overcome and help them to move forward with everything, every obstacle, every self-sabotage they have built on their own, and the belief that they cannot move forward even though they want to. It's, self-sabotage is born when they start in a relationship and they know it's over and they're still going back and don't feel good about it, but they take the easy way in life to going on what they have to do, and they don't realize that's actually getting harder and harder.
Right.
Instead of taking the harder way and making it easier for them. I mean, it's like they have their self-blame, they listen to other people. You know, you get up in the morning and you make sure that your partner doesn't wake up so you don't have to talk to him or her. You run out of the house and finally you feel good. You work, you're in your routine, but now the evening comes on. You find a way that you don't have to go home early. Either you take the long way or you turn around, or you make sure that you have to work 3-4 hours longer. So when you come home, almost everybody's in bed already, and you don't have to deal with that. Does that sound familiar to a few people here?
Oh my goodness! I bet you're hitting home for a lot of people right now, Barbara. That's pretty funny. But what's sad about it is, you know what? There's a lot of times that's exactly what's going on in people's lives.
And what's actually all that brings, I understand that what happened in this case, you know, if that person is actually, he's lying to himself, he's lying to everyone else.
How come, wait, Barbara, let me just back you up a second. Why does it have to be a he? Sometimes she might be doing the same things, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the English language. So what should I say?
Either he or she. How about we do that? Let's make it either he or she.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry.
That's okay.
So you know, there's that list, and he or she talks to their friend. You know, and they say, well, you know, you have. It's your marriage. You have to go on. You have to hold on. And all these messages from outside come in, and you put them in, and you agree almost with them. Yeah, I feel like I'm terrible, I'm selfish, I cannot move on like this, I need to stay in it. And there's just that one person who says, listen to me, this will kill you. Make a change, you're unhappy.
Right.
The whole family is unhappy, or your partner is unhappy too. It doesn't work like this. Move on, I understand. And we tend not to listen to these persons. We learn to listen to the others, all the negativity that doesn't bring you anything that you could move on, forward to, and you're emotionally stuck.
Yeah.
You're completely stuck, and you're just exhausted. You come home even if you're earlier, and It's just nothing there. So you drink that glass of wine, you think it's going to get better. Well, it didn't help. You take another one. Well, on the morning when you realize you're in the same situation again, and you're playing that game. I'm saying that's where hypnotherapy is helpful, because I'm not giving you medicine. I'm not giving you just advice.
Right.
I'm listening to you, and we find the solution and the courage so you can move on and do what's good for you, and you step out of your own way. You look in the mirror and say, hey, get out of it, I'm moving forward. And that's where I bring people to in hypnotherapy.
Right.
It's when they're really completely emotionally stuck. And it's a very healthy way to move on. I find it very interesting. I see it with my clients. They have been helped. They
Right.
get over the obstacle. They move on in their lives. Still, there is that little resistance to tell people what changed their lives, that they went to the hypnotherapist. It's not a common healing process. It's not a common therapy right now, and I hope we can bring that out to the world. It helps you without any chemical interference in your body, or you will be poked with something, or in hypnotherapy I don't even touch you. I
Right.
just talk to you. And that's to me very interesting, and people have no problem to say, you just had a colonoscopy, and they go into details. I don't want to go into details. And they go to the gynecologist, absolutely no problem. They go and see a shrink. It's my shrink, they call themselves, it's my shrink.
Right.
But hypnotherapy has to come up to the surface a little bit more. And the understanding that you can be helped in a healthy, natural way of moving forward. So that you understand that everything is possible, that actually, and if you think it's impossible, I tell you, the impossible costs a little bit more and takes a little bit longer. That's all.
Right.
But you'll get there.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's those things that become blockages for people in their lives. It's something that they've kind of let happen to them, or they've kind of brought upon themselves, right?
Yeah. Although they let happen, it's a happening to you. Because you let it happen, you don't
Right.
stop it before. Therefore, they get in that, it's a vicious cycle. It's constantly, now you know you're going to go home, you know what's going to happen, you're unhappy, but you go with the flow, you play a game, and it makes you so miserable that you don't know how to get out of it, and you listen to other people, and the answer you get is always, oh, it's not so bad, he or her is beautiful. It has nothing to do. You don't know what's going on behind the curtain.
Right.
So that's the hard part. People don't see that many times, that the relationship is over because they play the game in front of others. And in another case also, I've seen people, they have everything. They have a beautiful home, a beautiful family. The kids are wonderful. He or her, they just bought something they really wanted. They thought that makes them happy. Now they have it for a day, and now that feeling within them is here again, not being happy.
Right.
And the answer is always, people say, well, you're supposed to be happy. Look, you have the beautiful home. Look what you achieved. The job is fantastic. Your partner is beautiful. Your kids are great. But you're going home with that heavy thing in there, and you have no idea why. You're supposed to be happy. And now what? You're going home and yell at the kids, and there is no reason for it, or you're upset with your partner for any reason, but you don't know what.
Right.
What is that? It's that blockage of people. They have to understand material doesn't make you really happy. It's good to have it, but you create your own happiness. And that's by being yourself and releasing all this old negativity within you. And people who cannot be happy, most of the time I figure out they were told at an early age, you are never going to be happy.
Yeah. And that kind of sets you up for not being happy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's an unconscious behavior until we bring it up to the consciousness.
Now let me ask you this, Barbara. In terms of, you know what? Let's do this after the break because it's going to get a whole lot deeper as we go along here. Again, we're talking to Barbara Scheidegger. She is the founder and clinical hypnotherapist for Let It Go Hypnosis. LetItGoHypnosis.com is the website. Beverly Hills, California is where she's located. Or give her a call, 323-999-4775. Because I did want to dive into your own life experience as well. Because, let's face it, not everybody has everything figured out, and sometimes people think, well, she's probably had it figured out her whole life, and that's not always the case, right?
Ooh. Not really.
Exactly. So we'll dive into that right after these words right here on All Business Media. We're sitting with one of our favorites, Barbara Scheidegger. She's a founder and clinical hypnotherapist out of Beverly Hills, California. LetItGoHypnosis.com, or you can reach her by phone, 323-999-4775, and ask her about the Scheidegger approach, 21 days to changing your life for the better. Right, Barbara?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of a unique approach because it's meant to be, as you said before, it's kind of a one and done thing. You focus, on those 3 weeks, those 21 days of really changing somebody's patterns, somebody's habits, and creating a more positive desire out of what they want out of life, right?
Absolutely, and 21 days for me is it's very important to me that somebody can get out of, can I say, misery in 21 days. Why dragging it on for longer and longer when it can be done earlier and you just move on? I'm not telling you will be you have reached your goal of having that new job, that you make much more money, or you have found the partner of your life. It brings you to the point that you can get there without any resistance anymore, with self-confidence, with having self-worth,
right,
and feeling good for what you're doing without that little constant being feel guilty, and it's just you. So you get out of your own way and you move forward.
Yeah, and you create the life you want. Don't let it create you, right?
Absolutely. Well, out of my experience, look, where I am today, it's not something I just got there overnight. I won in the lottery and make lots of money and can do that. It did not happen.
Right.
When I decided I need to change something in my life, I was 50 years old. And I just stepped back. I said, it's enough. I can't do this anymore. I need a change. And I had all these people telling me, you're nuts, you're crazy. She's taking drugs. And I'm telling you, I never did drugs in my life. So nothing. I just couldn't do it, and I knew I need to make a change. I had all this negativity hearing and making me feel guilty about my change. And so then I called one of my friends and told him, you know what, I'm so down, I need to hear something good. Tell me something good. And then he said to me, well, does it matter? Would you listen to me this time? I said, yes, I'll listen. He said, okay, I just want to tell you now, you're smart. You can move forward. See what you accomplished. You speak 5 languages.
Right.
You learned them in your 20s and not when you were growing up. You achieved so many things in your life, and he pointed out what I achieved. And he said, you can move forward. There's no doubt in my mind that you can do that. But just finish what you have to finish now. Step ahead, close that door, and move forward. And then I said, okay, I did that. I had the courage suddenly to do that. At the same time, I had that card in my wallet about for 3 years for that hypnotherapist that I was told, go and see her, and I never did for 3 years. I called her up, I went, and I had one session. I felt already much better. But she looked at me and said, we had that talk together. The way I see it, you're talented to be a hypnotherapist.
Right.
Here's the numbers for that school I went. Call them up. I left and thought, well, she's crazy. Why would I be a hypnotherapist? I don't speak perfectly English. I never went to English school. It doesn't matter. I cannot go back to school. I went back a week later. We did another session. She said, did you call? I said, no, I didn't call. I said, well, call now. And my thought was, again, I left. I don't know really well to read and write in English. I sabotaged myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does that really have to do with, learning how to do hypnotherapy?
And then she called me about 5 days later and said, look, there's a seminar. It's going to be held in my home. There's a hypnotherapist. Come. I said, why should I come? You guys are hypnotherapists. I have no clue what you're doing. So if it's 10 days, come. It's from 9 to 5.
Right.
So I went. I said, whatever, I am going. The first day, it was like they speak a different language. I didn't understand.
Right.
They took me always as a guinea pig because I had no clue what they were doing. The second day, when I woke up, I thought first, well, I wanted to find an excuse not to go, but I still went. And then I had to read and write in English and chapters loud out to everyone. And I became red, but it worked. Mm-hmm. The third day, something hit me. And I understood what's going on. I gained pleasure and confidence, and I felt like, wow, that's good. After 10 days, when we were done, I called that school and I went to school. It's a 1-year program, and it was very intense.
Right.
I had to, the first assignment we had to write. Well, I had to write it in English. I had to call my friend sometimes. I don't know what that word means. How do you spell this? And it took me 3 hours. At the end of the year, it took me 20 minutes, and I graduated with honor. So I just took everything out of my way. All the people who said to me, you're nuts, you're 50 years old, why are you going to start all over again? You had it all. And I just listened to the people who were supporting me. And I'm telling you, they're not a lot, not even a handful in the beginning.
Yeah.
But once I graduated and started my practice, I had these other people, oh, great, we knew you can do that. But really?
Well, you know what's amazing, though? The people that you were talking to about this, and they found out about, and they're quote-unquote your friends, not really giving you the support that you need.
No.
So you kind of...
That's why you have to listen to the people who are supporting you.
Right.
It's very important, and that's why I say, does that sound familiar to you? Listen to the others. Don't take excuses, I'm too old, or I'm not smart enough. I'll be 40 in 3 years. Why would I go back to school for another 3 years?
Right.
Well, you turn 40 anyway. So you have a choice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stay the 40-year-old, or just one who moves on over 40.
Right.
Which one do you want to be?
Yeah, that's a great point to make to somebody who uses age as an excuse, or really finds any type of excuse not to do something.
Yeah, and it's just fear, and that destroys your emotional and your physical health.
Right.
It's when your emotional health suffers long, your physical health will quickly follow.
Now, Barbara, let me ask you this, because I think the key word that you said there is the word fear. Now, do you find that that's pretty much basically what really just holds everybody back? Is this that they have a fear of something, of someone, of feeling a certain way, or maybe being a failure or something like that? Is that really the ultimate thing that's holding people back?
The fear creates an image, a negative image. Mm-hmm. You see that, and creates also an emotion. and then you have a reaction to it. Fear gives you stress. You have that fear, and then it creates stress and anxiety because you're not there you want to be, but you're so fearful to go there that your blood pressure goes up, your heart beats faster, you can't move anymore, and that's not a question of age. It's a question of being fearful.
Right.
And in hypnotherapy, we release that fear. And, imagine yourself, you went to hypnotherapy, you come out, and you go home now. Instead of yelling at your kids, you're playing with your kids.
Right.
You give your partner a kiss and say, nice to see you. You have a calm dinner, maybe a nice glass of wine, and you imagine the story after. So that's what it is.
Yes, it could lead to very, very positive things after that, right?
That's what I want to bring it to the people. Don't be fearful of hypnotherapy. It's new, I understand. But there is no side effects. There's no chemical interference with your body, in your brain, or you will be poked with something. Nothing.
Right.
It's when you go and somebody says, well, you look happy today. What happened? Did you take some medicine? No, I went to my hypnotherapist. And? Well, I went home very relaxed. I played with my children. I had a wonderful time and a wonderful night.
Right.
That's all. And that's what hypnotherapy brings you to. If you want a new job, if this brings you now to go home, sit on the computer, finally sitting down and do your resource to take a night class and you can educate yourself more so you can get the job that you actually want, that's what hypnotherapy brings you to. Not only to get what you want, also to feel better about yourself, that your self-worth and your importance to yourself and to the world.
Right.
You have a purpose in the world. Find that. I've just read a book in French. It says it's called La deuxième vie commence quand tu réalises que tu es juste une. The second life starts when you realize that you have only one.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's words to live by there, Barbara.
Yeah. So start your second life. Close the book. Don't just turn the page or write a new chapter. Close the book. Write a new book. What's the title? Who is it dedicated to? Who is the main character in there? Start writing it now.
Right. Yeah, and it's about, changing, like you mentioned early on, changing those negative things, making it a positive. Because those negative things, those are the blocks. Those are the things that hold you back from living the life that not only that you deserve, that you should be living, but really get you going in the right direction. And, you can't let life happen to you, right, Barbara?
Yeah, exactly. You create your life and be an example for your kids, for your environment, for your friends. They will follow.
Right.
And I see with myself, my kids are very proud of me today.
Well, that's great. And it probably feels pretty good to be able to share that with them as well, right?
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
So if I can do it, you can do it. The good part is I can help you with that because I went through it and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. And my goal is to help you to reach your goal.
Yeah. And you can find out about Barbara and her Scheidegger approach to hypnotherapy, clinical hypnotherapy, not the garbage that you might see at a comedy club. This is the real stuff. This is the stuff that, is going to help you change your life. She'll lead you through some deep guided relaxation, communicating with your unconscious mind and get rid of those unwanted blockages. And, help you start going in the right direction and get you living the life you should be living. 21-day program. It's called the Scheidegger Approach to Hypnotherapy. Reach out to her, either at 323-999-4775 or go to the website, letitgohypnosis.com. And again, Barbara, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it, as always.
Yes, and I appreciate that I was able to give out the word about hypnotherapy.
You're very welcome.